Hi, today we're going to have a look at how we can make use of the review tool. Whether you are a director, a supervisor, or a team member that needs to review some work in progress, one scene, or a number of scenes, you will be able to make use of this video. So first of all, let's have a look at the review page. Starting from the main page in Toon Boom Producer, we're going to open the review page by selecting this menu over here. Once in the review page, you'll notice that you have a list of all the available review sessions in this main page over here, and a less detailed list that you can access at any moment on the left-hand side. How to open a review session. One way to open a review session is to select one of the review sessions that you would like to open and go to More, Open. That will open the session that you have selected. Another way to select a review session is to double-click on the review session that you would like to watch. So let's go back to All Review Sessions over here and double-click, for example, on the temporary session that was created previously. By double-clicking on it, you will access the review session itself. Again, in order to go back to all the reviews, you can click on Go All Reviews, or if you want to jump to a specific review session, you can select them directly from this list. Now that you know how to open a review session, let's have a look at the review window. I'm going to select one of the sessions and click More, Open to get inside the session itself. In here you can see a few columns. On the far left, you can see the list of all the open review sessions, and from here you can go from one to the next review session by clicking on one of them. Or go back to all the review sessions like we did earlier. Over here you can see a list of all the scenes that are currently in this review session. Over here you have a column for all the notes specific to each scene. And over here you have the main review window with the video, the toolbars, and at the bottom, the current process and status for that scene, as well as a section for you to write a comment to approve or mark a scene to be revised. By clicking on one of these tabs here, you can collapse or open either one of these columns. For instance, let's give ourselves a bit of space by collapsing the review column. In the scene column, you can see information about the specific scenes. For instance, you can see the name of the scene and its duration over here in frames or in seconds. If you would like to see more information, you can click on this green button over here and tick or untick one of the information that you would like to see. For example, let's see the resolution information in which of these scenes. Other important information is whether the scene is to be revised or nothing at all, or if it has been approved. For instance, you can see that scene 5, 8, and 10 are all to be revised, marked by this red symbol over here. You can also see the symbol in the notes column. You can see the red symbol over here And you can see some symbols down here as well, which we will get to in a moment. In the notes column, you can look at all the information about the notes that were written for each scene. You can also look at them by searching for specific ones. For instance, you can look at all the ones that are open, to be moderated, that are contested. You can also click the ones that are currently closed. You can look at only the current scene that you've selected, or you can look at all the notes for all the scenes that are in this session all at once. Let's keep it on the current scene. In the detail, you can see that this particular scene was to be revised, by whom, on which date and which time, which scene, for which process. In this one, for cleanup animation. You can also see the scene itself. Below that, you can see what type of retake this was to be. In this instance, you can see here two icons, a pencil and a wrench. That means that this retake is an artistic and a technical retake. Again, you can see the information, and you can see that there's an annotation also attached to this specific retake on frame 289. Now let's have a look at the main review window. Over here you can see the video that is available for you to review with various playback buttons. The first one is obviously the play button over here, which you can play each individual scene, or because all the scenes are stitched up, you can also play them all after the other. This is a great feature that will allow you to see the transitions between two scenes. For instance, if I go to the beginning and play it, you'll notice that at the end of that scene, it will automatically jump to the next scene and then to the next without any transitions. In order for us to review one particular scene, let's make use of the tools at the bottom here. You can pause on the scene itself or jump directly to the scene that you would like to review. For instance, scene 10. You can make use of these tools over here to go frame by frame by clicking on this one for the next frame, or this one for the previous frame. You'll notice that it also can jump from one scene to the next with these arrows up and down. Or, of course, you can use your keyboard arrows. Next, previous, up and down. Over here, you can loop the playback. You can make it bigger. Or you can also hide all of this information here to allow you to have a clear view of your video. At the bottom of this window, you can see the current process of this particular scene. Which process is this for? Cleanup animation. Which status is it on? This is to be revised at the moment. Who was this scene assigned to? And how many retakes has been already done for this particular scene? This window allows you to write a comment, to choose the process for which this comment is, and also you can mark the scene approved, comment it, or mark it as a revision. Now let's see how we can add annotations to a specific scene. Once you have selected the frame on which you would like to add an annotation, you can go and display all the drawing tools that are available for you over here. You can choose a pen that will allow you to draw over that specific frame. You can choose an arrow, a square, a line. You can also erase. You can change the color, for example, of a square, or the line, or the arrow. You can undo, you can redo, and you can, of course, clear all the annotations. Once you're done, you can put down a comment at the bottom. For example, please fix the mouth. And you can mark it as a revision. Over here, you have to select what type of revision this is. A regular one, artistic, technical, or both. We saw an earlier example of a revision that was both technical and artistic. Now we're going to mark this as an artistic revision. Once that is complete, you can see the information about your note over here in the notes column. You can see the comment, and you can see that it's an artistic revision, was done by this person on this date at that time, for this scene, for this process, on that frame. You can see the comment, please fix the mouth, and that there's an attachment over here. Now this attachment will now be visible by the assignee of this stage. If you would like to revise your annotation or access it again for further annotations, you can click on the frame itself and it will bring it back up. You can then go back to your tools. Let's say, for example, change something over here and mark it. You could also add a third-party attachment to this note, such as a reference or an additional drawing that you have drawn outside of Toon Boom Producer. To do that, you just need to click on the plus button over here, browse to the selected file, and upload it.